So here is our massive course. This is Monster Energy Moto X Best Trick. There are 9 riders in the field that are going to try and pull the best, most amazing trick they possibly can. Take a look at this lineup.
Where do you even start? There's so many possibilities that are about to happen, and just looking at the faces, you know the innovation is coming.
But the big surprise is that Jackson Strong is still on this list, and here he is, getting himself a little stretched and ready to go in Best Trick. And Cameron, what happened earlier was, I mean, I'm shocked that he's back here.
Double rotation off the quarter pipe. Big impact on the landing. Watch his arm come off the bars. And really hard to see, and hits underneath his helmet there on the handlebar. And just a huge impact.
So he was evaluated, taken away by X Games Medical. He had some, I think, neck and jaw pain, but he's been cleared. He's back and ready to come into this competition. So Jackson Strong is ready to amaze us all again in Best Trick.
Well, I'm amazed overall with just the progression of the sport. And you know, United States hasn't had any medals in Best Trick since 2009.
And it's crazy. Rich Kearns is the only American in the field here today. And it used to be all Americans at one point. And now it's just, oh, look at that drag in the hand.
If you follow him on social media, you know he's quite proficient with the wheelie hand or fender drag.
So here's the thing. Between 2001 and 2009, the USA got 24 of the 27 Best Trick medals. And now it's like no medals in Best Trick since 2009. Here he goes. He's doing the switchblade. Yeah.
Big switchblade flip.
I like that. That was a really good extension.
I thought it was really well done. And we'll see what the judges think now. We talk about progression. We've seen backflips. And this is a trick that he's comfortable with doing. But it got great extension on. Of course, he's a tall, lanky guy, so that extension really looks great.
It's amazing that you don't pull the bike more off axis when you're twisting so far, and that's why I liked it, is because he got great extension.
We'll see what the judges think. 83.66 sets the bar for the entire field, and of course, 2 runs for every rider. They'll get 1, and then the whole field will run and come back around, and everybody will get another shot.
So Blake Bilko Williams is in the field because Matt Rabeau pulled out after that crash that he had in quarter pipe. 6 Australians competing in this field. 6 of 9 are Australian.
And Bilko coming back from a bit of injury, goes with the 360 knack-knack. Something we've seen him do before, and really executed it perfectly. He got great extension.
Oh, and a Bilko burnout. He found the one patch of asphalt on this entire course.
He is not only a showman, but a character. Watch the commitment, looking back, arcing it, coming around with the rotation, commits to the knack.
Sweeps way over the fender.
Right, not just out, but over the bike. And gets back on for really a very smooth landing, even though he was a little nose high. And
it's a piece of wood
he's got it on the plywood.
One tiny little piece of plywood on the whole course. He could find it.
And 82.33 will not give him enough to move up past Rich Kearns. You can hear him.
Okay, Take Higashino, the only non-Australian rider to medal since 2011. We know he's got the shoulder injury, but he surprised us in freestyle because he pulled almost all of his tricks.
He looked great in freestyle, really. I mean, maybe not quite all the extension that we've seen from him in the past, but Taka really, I think he surprised everybody because he had been talking about the injury, and he came out and really nailed all those tricks, and I'm expecting a big inverted trick from Taka.
Oh, rock solid flip, one-handed lander. Do we claim that one-hander? Did he get it in time?
Well, he got it in time, for sure. It's a variation of what he was doing. You're saying did he get the handoff before he landed? Watch now, he goes back, double grabs.
Let's go.
and then gets back on. Now, we've seen it from him in the past where he gets full extension when he lets go. Watch this.
But he said this is where the pain comes. It's actually that movement that really hurts his shoulder. And I think he got this hand off in time. Watch this. Slow motion. Now you're off the bike, upside down. This trick is, you talk about defying gravity, and that one absolutely does it. Hands off before the landing.
For me, I don't know. With an 88.66, he goes to the first place, a solid run. I don't know how much credence the judges put into the one-handed lander.
Well, I think, when you think about the one-handed lander, it's a question of risk, right? On the landing, does anything go wrong? Then obviously it's harder to pull it back when only one hand is on. So, Harry Bink.
True statement, I've never seen Harry Bink ride.
X Games rookie. He also was looking to do that rock-solid backflip. He's been doing some crazy things on tour down in Australia. Front flips. He's been trying all kinds of wild stuff with our good friend Travis Pastrana. Let's see. Oh, he got it. And oh!
Going for...
He was going for the rock-solid flip.
Same trick.
And he got the actual rock solid. He definitely got the hands off. It looked like coming in a little bit sideways there.
It did, and sideways to the bounce, whipped him off the bike. And some of his fellow riders out there. And for sure, this is everybody is here for competition, but this is a community of riders, which we see time and time again over the years, and it probably never more so true than now, with the riders all being really close friends with each other.
And there you see Tom Pages. He just took a quarter pipe gold. And all the riders checking in. You can see Harry's nodding at our X Games medical team. So tough break on his rookie run here at X Games. Let's take a look at this trick. And, it looked in the middle. It looked good.
It looked like he was off to the side just a little bit, like the bike started to twist a little bit as he grabbed back on. And you can see how it's coming sideways at him. He lands, it bounces, kicks him, and sends him. So high sides low sides, down the hill, low side, and just a violent crash.
So Harry walks off under his own steam, but has to be massively disappointed that that's his debut, because I've seen this guy ride. He rode at X Fighters in Mexico City. Great guy, solid rider, and as I said, he's been doing some unbelievable tricks with the Nitro Circus guys and Travis Pastrana. So I expect to see a lot more out of Harry Bink in the future.
Good news to see him walking down under the tent. And wow, the sport of freestyle motocross, from the word go, was about that risk and pushing the limits. And Pages knows all about pushing the limits of what's possible.
The crazy thing, Tom Pages doesn't have a best trick medal, even though he is, the wild innovator of tricks. He is like a living, breathing, walking video game.
But it's like, the same goes with Baldock in the BMX. It's just amazing what he can put together and think up. And Pages is in that same category where, just like you say, it's like watching a video game happen.
People were asking if he was going to bring the 720, which he'd been trying, but he said he was practicing other tricks so much that he didn't know what he'd do. Oh,
he didn't like his run-in.
Something went wrong there. Tom wasn't feeling it. I mean, let's think about this. He's still got another run. This is a 2-run format, and it's the best trick that counts. So Tom heading back into the pits. Obviously, something just disturbed him before. Was it wind? Was it the actual run in itself?
I'm not sure. We can take a look at the run in. There's a little bit of a hop onto the run in from where the freestyle started, which I think is what he's talking about. See how he gets a little unsettled there, And that may have been all it took to ice him, so to speak.
He made that, and he said, like, he felt the front end of the bike had maybe come up before he got solid on that approach.
He's very particular, it looks like to me, the way he likes to come onto the ramp. And maybe that just unsettled him a bit. When he goes into the quarter pipe, especially when you watch him in practice, he really wants to make sure he's getting exactly what he wants on the run-in.
Rob Edelberg, silver medal from freestyle competition, his first time in best trick.
He had an amazing run.
He was. We really thought that it was a chance he could beat Josh Sheehan and that double backflip, and for a while he was beating him.
The judges thought he had him, and then Sheehan came back with an even tighter run, even more beautiful run. Here goes best trick. Gonna see a body varial.
He does his Cali roll to no-handed lander.
And risk factor was high because you saw him. He came back and checked the bars, meaning he grabbed them for a moment before he let go. But I think even Rob was thinking that maybe those bars weren't exactly straight for the no-handed lander.
So he grabs the seat, he spins around over the bike, make sure they're straight right here.
Now watch, when he lets go, I don't even think he was quite sure. See how he came back for the check after? I'm not sure that he was 100%
because the bike
positive.
was just starting to float sideways. Now watch this again. There's the hand hold.
Starts off hand in the left seat grab hole, rotates around. You see him, he lands kind of back on the back fender, which we saw in freestyle as well. Here he checks the bars and then goes for the no-handed lander.
Very committed too, real accent, and then you see, gets back to those bars. That's got to score really well. Whoa.
Goes over to talk to Jackson Strong. Jacko?
I'm actually surprised that he's sitting in second place with the commitment. Well, okay. So, Jackson Strong, he's back, folks, which is a little bit of a surprise, but I wonder what Jackson Strong has got to surprise us all with. For more on Jackson, let's head down to Christy Lee.
Thanks, Tess. Well, we're glad to see Jacko back, of course, injured during quarter pipe and transported. He went to the hospital, and his friend Brian Deegan joined him as well. He actually rode the same helicopter back here to Circuit of the Americas. Brian Deegan picked him up on the bike at the entrance and brought him to the track. He's been cleared by X Games Medical as well, ready to go.
And I don't know the exact ruling there, but he didn't get a warm-up jump before like I think some of the other riders did, so they gave him a warm-up jump. Also a good idea because the bike did crash last time he was on it, so to make sure the bike was working 100%.
So the guys got a chance to get the bike ready, and what a crazy story. You know, Brian was racing Rallycross yesterday in Dallas. He came up here to hang out with everybody, and then he was Jackson Strong's taxi. Here we go.
Oh,
Jackson! He got it! Oh, wow!
Ridiculous. Jacko comes back after evaluation and pulls a front flip.
Helicoptered to the hospital, helicoptered back. Brian Deegan picks him up and valets him to the event, and he pulls a front flip. Wow. Okay.
Now, I was talking about earlier how he reminds me of some of the riders from the beginning of freestyle with that go for it attitude. This is what I'm talking about.
Look at how high he goes, and what surprises me, and I thought he was coming down a little hard on that back wheel, but the big surprise is that normally he has a ramp pulled back to do that flip, and I think it's still set around 75.
And I can't be totally positive, but I don't think there's very many people doing front flips off a conventional freestyle ramp.
And look, in that flip, you're just basically looking at your bar pad.
You can never
almost
see
the entire flip.
You can never sight your landing. Watch, he's tucked in, so he doesn't know where he's coming on the landing. He only knows by feel. And textbook.
Oh, that was incredible, and this crowd was just going nuts.
I think we went nuts in here.
Oh boy! And there's Brian Deegan. He loves it too. Oh.
Deegs.
Okay, he's got to be the 94.
First
Absolutely.
place.
Oh, and so well deserved. Oh, we've seen a front flip before, but again, he does it off a regular ramp and one warm-up jump, and he's just nails it. Man, Jacko, you have done the sport proud.
It's just too amazing not to look again. Check it out. Look at the tuck.
I can't see anything. He's just looking at the front plate. Still.
Holding the tuck, holding the tuck. Now as he starts to come around, he starts to open it up.
That was unbelievable.
That scares me.
So Jackson Strong in the lead with 94 over Higashino's 88.66 and Rob Adelberg's 87.33.
Now that really lends the question where...
Imagine having to follow that.
Yeah.
I mean, Clinton Moore, to give him props, he has just about every kind of trick in his arsenal that you could possibly imagine. His best finish and best trick was fourth in 2010. Here he goes to do the Bundy. No-handed lander. Ooh, that was risky.
It was risky.
That was really risky on the no-hander.
The problem I think is it was risky and he had massive extension. You saw his arm really extend while he's doing the body varial. The problem is I think there's so many different variations of the body varial happening here over this X Games that the front flip will hold over that, in my opinion.
And you know, again, the level of risk in the front flip is so...
Watch the extension.
Here we go.
As he comes back and grabs. Now watch how far off the bike he is. That's not quite as far away from him as I thought it was, but look at the hold as he's coming in. He
never checks it with his left hand.
His hand was inverted all the way around until he came in for the no-handed lander.
So here we go.
Yeah, he did.
See how bars are sideways and he straightens it out. He doesn't put his hand back on that bar. I hope the judges realize.
Do you think it's enough, Tess? I said I don't think it's enough.
I don't think it's enough to beat a 94, but it has to put him at least in second place.
An 89.
It does. Okay.
So your crystal ball is working, Tess.
So he's in silver contention again. He got himself a bronze in
and
freestyle.
Jacko back there doing his own commentary. Now, the question is, what will we see from Josh as he is the last rider in this round?
Well, he's claiming a new trick, a version of his 360. He's very, very solid with his 360s. And look at that, landed the first Moto X triple backflip. That's triple backflip in history.
Should clarify on a specialized ramp, not a traditional
specialized
format style ramp like we have here. So not a possibility. Well, I mean, everything's a possibility.
He's going around to the super kicker. Here we go.
Double backflip.
This is smart. Look at how easy he makes that look.
The reason why I think this is really smart because it puts him down with a huge score. He's going to find out because the judges look like they're judging on going big, like Higashino's upside down double grab, on Jackson's front flip. So I think he's betting on the judges have been leaning towards that go big style.
So does a double backflip beat a front flip?
I think purely because it's so amazing. I feel like from my perspective, it was beautifully executed and put together well, but again, because we've seen it already.
Here's a couple of factors. The judges see Josh Sheehan do double backflips
exactly
like he's eating breakfast. It seems so easy. Whereas that front flip is so rare, and they know Jackson Strong crashed big, went to the hospital, got cleared, and came back.
But does that
technically,
should that technically play into it?
It shouldn't, but you know, there are humans there judging this sport, and you know, I think the rarity of the front flip is what gets me, though.
I think if you're going to judge his double backflip, he gets a 100 for the double backflip.
A beautifully executed flip.
But to compare it to the front flip, I don't think it's going to be enough. And it's not.
No.
Wow.
Not even breaking 90, so...
that surprises me a little bit.
I'm definitely surprised he didn't get at least a 92 for that.
You see the nod of the head there? I'm not sure if that was like, okay, I understand.
So now I think he'll go back in his second run and he'll pull his new trick. So Jackson Strong comes back, stomps a front flip. Sheehan is sitting in silver medal contention. Moore in the bronze. Will Jackson Strong pull something else in run number 2? We'll find out when we come back. Thanks, Jimmy. You know, it's been a tough week weather-wise here in Austin, but smart to make the decision to keep the riders safe. Well, the first round here at Monster Energy Moto X Best Trick, Clinton Moore, the Bundy to no-handed lander.
And the double backflip from Josh Sheehan. And I think worth mentioning, the double rotation, people would say, well, that's 2 rotations versus Jackson Strong's 1 rotation. But Jackson is stopping the natural movement on the motorcycle to rotate forward. He is the only rider, I believe, that has landed that front flip in competition. And we have seen other riders land a double backflip, and that dates back to Travis Pastrana's first time.
So, Aussie. Wow, oi, oi, oi. They won the last 3 Best Trick gold medals. Jackson Strong won the last 2. The last 7 of 9 Best Trick medals. I mean, the Aussies are just an unstoppable force. There are 6 of them in this competition. And look at that, the freestyle podium with Sheeny and Clinton Moore and Rob Adelberg just standing there. Who could stop these guys? Could it be an American, Rich Kearns?
He's got some great style, but I don't think he's bringing what it's going to take down those 3.
I did like that switchblade flip he did was really well executed, pretty. He could maybe kind of accent it out a little more.
Sitting in the 6th position right now, and he holds it longer.
He did hold it.
He held it longer for more commitment, had good extension. But I think it's very similar, so I'm not sure that that's going to change anything for him. And again, the hand drag
If he
wheelie.
got the extra marks for the hand drag wheelie, then he'd definitely be further up there. Yes, look at that, he held it way longer.
Really held that. That was beautiful. The question bodes, is it better than Rob Adelberg's trick? Which is the rider he's right below. And
well,
I don't think it is.
84, no. So he's going to pretty much stay in that position. But good for Rich to come out here and, as we said, really fantastic execution on the trick.
I think the question mark here right now is Pages and Sheehan, will we see something new from either one of them in the second run, which is
the only chance of anybody beating, from what I feel, that front flip. Blake Williams, of course, he's been riding with that injured left foot and ankle for, I mean, it seems like years now, and he tried to get surgery to fix it, and he said it really just didn't work.
360 knack once again, same trick. He was sitting in the 7th position. Both times he executed it smoothly, and it is a massive trick.
And you see when he starts riding there, he hangs that left foot off the bike, because you got to imagine when you land these tricks, the pressure through the pegs into an already injured ankle.
And like we said, I mean, brilliant execution, trick done well. It's just something that's been around, been seen, and although I have a huge love for the 360, in that particular case, not going to be enough.
Taka Higashino from Osaka, Japan, riding with an injured left shoulder. He has a rotator cuff problem and bursitis in that shoulder, which makes it extremely hard for him to open his shoulders wide, which unfortunately is what he needs to do in the trick he's pulling.
And he had a great score from the judges. They liked what he was doing.
He went for the Cali or Osaka roll, as he calls it, and then added that little no-footer at the end.
Well, the one thing he was thinking is that Clinton Moore had beat him with a variation of the body varial, so he goes ahead and tries to bring something similar.
But the no-hander landing that Moore came through with, I think was, again, showed much bigger risk. Wax on, wax off on the back of his pants there. Great butt patch. Pretty big no-footer, though.
Yeah,
I mean, he did add a combo.
The thing that I like about it is that he had the time. He executed his jump so perfectly that he could do something else with it. Sitting in the 4th position is where he's going to stay. He did not better his run as we take a look at the leader.
So Jackson Strong sitting there. What will he come out with in his second run? So now, this is the question. Tom Pages, we saw him have a problem on the approach to the ramp last time around. He pulled out. That's why he's sitting in the 9th spot with only 40 points. Theoretically has a new trick.
And
didn't pull it.
Did not get it. He got the 360. and had it clean. The problem is he wasn't feeling what he's looking for. It's a variation of the 360. We'll see if he even tries to make the move to it, and it doesn't look like he ever tried to make the move outside of the 360.
I'm just not feeling it. So here we go. Doesn't take the hands off to make that move.
Still an amazing trick.
I know, we're looking at this
it?
like, oh, it's only a 360.
What a bummer. But Tom Pages has pushed the sport of freestyle, and this time he's not able to bring the innovation that he wanted. And actually the rumors have it, run 2, 84. The rumor has it that he and Sheehan both working on the same trick.
Well, it's interesting because Sheehan and Tom are good friends, and they learn a lot of stuff together. But the leader right now, Jackson Strong, 94 points with a front flip on a motorcycle. He is still to come. The rest of run 2 is coming up after this break. You don't want to miss it, do you? Welcome back, everyone, to Circuit of the Americas here. X Games Austin 2016 and Monster Energy Moto X best trick. It has been a banger so far. Here is Rob Adelberg sitting in the gate. He pulled a body varial to no-hander lander, but he's only sitting in 5th place, Cameron.
Truly shocking and amazing, but can Adelberg do something to vault himself up to that position that Moore is in? Now, granted, he doesn't need that much more, but what does he bring now that he's seen what's been delivered? I feel like that bigger, more powerful trick seems to be getting rewarded by the judges, but the technical aspect of Moore's run, and here we go. And he's looking for the variation.
I think he wanted to go no footer and then no hander it maybe.
I think he wanted to go heel clicker to no hander lander. That's what I think. I think he wanted the rotation of the varial, and then he wanted to go heel click. I think it threw him off. He landed quite a ways back on the bike. And so,
oh yeah,
see how far back he is now. I think he's looking for a heel click here, but decides he's not going to get it. And then I think the no-handed lander was going to come out from that. But the thinking there, I think, is the combination trick as he was going would have gotten the respect of the judges.
Well, honestly, and I agree, I think it would have bumped him up there probably into that 3rd position if he'd got that combo in. Because then he would have risked one extra step. But even just the fact that he thinks about that is absolutely unbelievable. So we just heard Jackson Strong will not take his 2nd run. He's sitting at the top now with 94 points. And, I mean, what an unbelievable day he's already had.
He's taken enough jumps as far as I'm concerned. Here he is in the quarter pipe trying to set new standards. Brings it around on the double flip. Makes contact with the handlebars with his neck.
And massive impact. He then gets checked out by X Games Medical, gets helicoptered to the hospital, checked out, released, and he comes back
for a front flip.
And he does a front flip. Just incredible.
To lead the competition.
With a massive lead.
No doubt the judges rewarding the risk. We have seen Sheehan throw the double back and Moore with the variation. Rotation above the bike, and there's a good look at Jacko, 24 years of age from Australia.
And you see on his wrist, we saw he's actually wearing a hospital bracelet on there. He was so quick. He helicoptered over, got checked out, got released, helicoptered back, and then Brian Deegan picked him up on his motorcycle and rode him back here into the competition. And there he's showing his hospital bracelet to Bilko. Just incredible that he could come back. You see he's holding his neck, and we saw him with an ice bag on it earlier. So, okay, Clinton Moore is currently sitting in 3rd position. And again, body varial to no-handed lander. What else could he do?
Well, that's the question. We have the 3 riders in the medal position are your 3 medalists. There's only 2 riders to go, Moore and Sheehan. So, we know that it's going to be an Australian sweep of the medals, but in what order? And can anybody top Jacko?
Goes again, and oh, he accents the no-hander that time. Straight into the water barrier. So he kind of pulled the arms back a little bit. That they call it suicide style. So he did up it, but did he up it enough?
I don't think so.
But remember, the margin between this and
It's
the double
close.
backflip is only 0.66. Watch. Huge commitment on the no-hander.
You say huge commitment, we're talking about a double backflip.
But the judges have scored the double backflip 89.66. The last trick from Moore was an 89 flat.
Does he get dogged for crashing at the end for tipping it over?
Oh, maybe. Let's take a look. 89.33. Oh, they just kept it down.
They gave him a little bit more.
They did give it the extra. They put the extra in, so he deserved it.
That is your bronze medal rider. Now the question remains.
Can Josh Sheehan beat this guy? Jackson Strong did a front flip. He's the only guy who's landed the front flip in competition. Josh Sheehan has a new trick. We saw Tom Pages try to give it a go.
Well, we saw a bit of it in the piece about Josh and his family. And so he's revving the crowd up. Is it a double backflip variation, possibly to no-handed lander, or is it this new trick?
And we know he's getting a medal. He's the first athlete since Mike Metzger back in 2002 to earn 3 Moto X medals at a single event. So here we go.
He's going into that double backflip ramp. Oh, he's
he
looking
went
for
it. Didn't have the speed, maybe. So what he's looking at doing is he's looking at doing a seat grab off the side of the bike while he's sideways in a 360.
360 downside seat grab is what it looked like. And
He found Bilko's little piece of wood there to do the burnout on.
he's going to be leaving with that silver medal. Taking another look. Watch the rotation. Look at the ramp move.
It's amazing.
He goes for the 360, reached back for the grab, but elected not to put it down.
And look, he comes up short. He actually lands on the front wheel, so wise decision not to go for that one.
He went off the smaller or shorter distance ramp with more pop.
And he didn't get a good enough score. Jackson Strong is going to be our gold medalist. He ties Brian Deegan and Kyle Lozer for most gold in our best trick. And we came in expecting big things at Monster Energy Moto X Best Trick. And Jackson Strong, I'm baffled that he could do that. And let's head down to Christy Lee to talk to our gold medalist.
Wow, what a day today was. Injured earlier, but able to come back just in time with a ton of determination and able to execute that front flip flawlessly. What was going through your head after you and your team were feeling the pressure to kind of rush and get back on the bike for that first run?
I was just pissed that I went down in the first jump, and I was just had to go to hospital, got a heli there and back, and I was pretty much just made me cranky and came back, and I was ready to do it. So now I'm very sore, and I'm gonna. I think I said goodbye to Father's Day out there, the first jump. So probably gonna go get checked out again.
Well, the real question everyone wants to know now is how are you feeling? You just won gold, but do you think that hospital bracelet maybe brought you a little extra luck?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a lucky hospital bracelet. I don't want to try to do that again though.
Congratulations on another gold medal in Best Trick.
Thank you, Christy. Yeah, I wouldn't call any hospital bracelet necessarily lucky, but again, I can't get over the fact that he crashed that hard and came back to do that big trick. So another Aussie sweep for Best Trick. Jackson Strong takes Monster Energy Moto X Best Trick with a front flip off the 75-footer. A crazy day for Moto X here at Circuit of the Americas. We've all had an awesome time bringing it to you.